Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys, so 2022 is here. We say adios to 2021. We had a fantastic year in Masterclass in 2021. Hopefully we can repeat that again in 2022. A lot of exciting stuff going on in 2022. Some of that, guys, I'm going to talk to you about today. And I am going to do a year in review recap video where I can talk a little bit more in depth about 2021 as a whole, and looking back on it from a sports betting perspective. But I'm not going to do that today, so keep an eye out for that, guys. I will post that in the very near future. Next couple days, I'll get that out to you guys and do a full year in review recap. So before I get into today, guys, and I do have a couple plays for you guys. I have 2 plays in free picks. I have 6 additional NFL plays in Masterclass, as well as an NHL and a college basketball play. And before we get into any of that, there's a couple things I want to talk about quickly. Okay, so a few announcements, guys. First off, I'm very excited and thrilled to welcome Mr. Rick O'Connor to the Bender Wins team. So I've hired Rick O'Connor on as a consultant, basically to help out and fill in the blanks that I just can't do when it comes to my time management. So bottom line is, guys, when I started this channel, I had no idea that it was going to turn into what it is today. And what I was finding towards the end of 2021 is my time was being divided and taken in a direction that I really didn't want it to go. I love capping. I enjoy that. I do not like administrative stuff. That's not what I do. Even in my companies, I have people that do administrative because it's not my strength and I don't want to do it. And Rick and I had numerous conversations. We talk almost every day. Awesome guy. Knows Masterclass front to back. He's been in it since day one. And conversation came up, and I think he's exactly the guy that this channel needs, that I can go and I can dedicate my time to the one thing that I love doing, which is capping. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Everyone welcome Rick to the team. Very excited for that. So we'll be getting rocking and rolling with that in the next couple weeks. And to be honest, it feels like a complete weight off my shoulders that, I don't have to wear multiple different hats throughout the course of the day. I can literally cap games, find winners, and that's that. So, feeling pretty good about that. And thank you, Rick. Welcome aboard. Second thing, guys, look, it's important that people understand what professional sports betting is. And it's important to me that people know the difference between the BSers and the scam artists out there and what really happens. And that's ultimately why I created this channel in the first place. And the first video that I ever created, I created because Steve Stevens is out there flapping about, 70% winners. And I'm like, it's such garbage. It's like, why do people fall for this? And I just got tired of it and I created a video, okay? And I think that I've done a fairly good job of opening people's eyes to the fact that this is the reality of professional sports betting, okay? 54, 56% winners, 4 or 5% ROI, no parlays. That's professional sports betting. In doing that, guys, we've called out some guys, the Vegas Daves, the Steve Stevens, Johnny Bonos of the world, among others, okay? But in doing so, guys, again, it has become a bit of a distraction from ultimately what my end goal is. Now, when I first started the channel, I could absolutely do that stuff. We had a small following, just did a free picks videos here and there. But at the end of the day now, I have a fiduciary responsibility to you guys, as well as, all the Masterclass members that are paying. And my time being divided, to calling out scammers and, doing those phone calls or taking the phone calls from them and posting them and that kind of stuff and engaging with some of the people on other social medias, it takes away from the end goal, okay? The end goal here is to educate you guys and win some money, okay? Bottom line, that's what we're doing, and, beat Vegas. I realize now, especially after being on some of the social media platforms out there, that you can't save everyone, okay? There's going to be people that believe that, yes, you can hit 75%, and there's not much you can do to change their mind. So at the end of the day, guys, I want my focus this year to be on positivity, okay? And I really think that when it comes to these scam calls, they're detrimental to the industry, but it's a negative endeavor, and I really want to make this year about positivity, okay? So I always have said, guys, in the past, my New Year's resolutions have always been tangible, quantitative goals, okay? That it is going to be X, okay? My first one was I am going to buy a house, right? This is years ago. I am going to buy a house this year, okay? I did that in November of that year. Or, I've told you guys before, like, I don't think goals that are just, blank check goals do any good to say, oh, I'm going to be rich. Well, that doesn't really do you any good. Like, you need a plan where, you might say, my goal this year is to follow perfect bankroll management. I believe in, measurable goals that you can actually look at quantitatively. But for me this year, guys, I went a different way, okay? I went more of this spiritualistic type way where my New Year's resolution was to push away negative energy and bring towards me positive energy, okay? And I think that this business with, calling out other scam artists and stuff like that and the whole back and forth, although I believe that, maybe it'll help save people from potentially falling for their scams, at the end of the day, guys, we have other things to focus on. So we're going to focus on, building our bankrolls, beating Vegas, and that's it. All right. So, pretty excited about that, guys. One last thing I'm going to let you about, and there's going to be more details because nothing's been finalized. This has been in the works for a while. It's been on, it's been off, and now it looks like we're going forward. I'm going to be joining part of, no name for it yet, but it's going to be a consensus group with either 3 or potentially 4. We're waiting on confirmation. 3 or 4 other professional sports bettors, absolute top level professional sports bettors, to come up with consensus best bet of the day. Okay, so there will not be a best bet every single day. Occasionally, or not occasionally. Occasionally we'll have nothing, but often we're going to come up with the one best play that we all agree is the top play of the day. So it'll be interesting. There's still some things to work out, guys, but that is coming down the pipeline. I've been very, very excited about this for a while. This has been endless amounts of phone calls back and forth. When it comes to professional sports bettors, I'll say this, and it's a good group, okay? But there is some inherent ego, and I think sometimes I'm even guilty of it, although I try not to be. But we all want to we think this is the way that things have to be done. And that's why it's kind of taken a while. And I've been a little bit stubborn on some things. I have, but, it looks like that's kind of coming to fruition now. So, just very, very excited, guys. But look, that's a lot of stuff going on to start the year. I got other things I'm working on in the pipeline that I know you guys are absolutely going to love. So, let's make 2022, about capping, about beating Vegas, about positivity, and about putting more money in our pockets. How about that? All right, guys. So that's it for today. No, I'm just kidding. I got plays for you guys. All right. I have an NFL play and I have a hockey play for you guys today. Let me get the old computer fired back up. I also said, I told myself, I'm like, you're going to find a way not to be as distracted by your computer anymore. But I always see steam coming in, and that's, anyway. So, we are going to start off here, guys, in the NFL, and we are going to go, well, let me just pull this up, make sure. As I say, I'm not gonna look at this anymore, but I do want to make sure all the lines are still good here for you guys. Yep, rock and roll. I didn't figure they move. Okay, so we are going to go with Washington plus 4.5. Now you can get 5. There's some 5s out there. Most books, including all of my books, are 4.5, but there are a couple 5s. If you're in Vegas, Westgate, head on. Well, it's not really Westgate anymore, but anyway, head on over. You get plus 5. And if you're in Vegas, you should have an app anyways, because it updates all the lines for you. Saves you the trip. We're going to go with Washington plus 4.5. Now, a couple things to look at here, guys. First off, home dog after losing 3 straight games. They cover 63% of the time. Like, that's a pretty simple system. A lot of the systems in Masterclass are fairly simple, straightforward systems. There's some doozies out there that, require you to be close to a NASA engineer to get and figure out stuff. But most of them are just plain and simple systems. And this is one of them that, home dogs, 3 straight losing games, they cover 63% of the time. Now, the other thing that makes this a very nice play here is the fact that when teams fail to cover the spread by 26 or more in the previous game, they cover at 62.9%. So what that means, fail to cover the spread by 26 or more. That's not losing by 26 or more. They failed to cover the spread by 26 or more. More or less, they got humiliated, okay? And when teams get humiliated, they have a tendency to come back stronger. But not only that, there's a psychological aspect to it as well. Think about this for a second. There's a public perception that lingers from the previous week, okay? The public saw that team get absolutely hammered. It is fresh in their minds. It happened 1 week ago. What do? They go the other way. They fade. And that gives us opportunity, guys. Vegas makes a killing off these lines. I watched a funny documentary the other day, and I say funny because there was like as much misinformation in it as there was information. And it was about all gambling. But when they got to the sports betting side, they started talking about how Las Vegas's only goal is to get 50% of money on one side and 50% on the other. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure it is. It's games like this, guys, where Vegas can take absolute advantage of the public because they know that if they fade or they shade that line just a little bit further, the public's still going to bet the other side. And you're going to end up with a lot of money on the other side. And those teams cover almost 63%, 62.9%. So there's two absolutely beautiful systems, guys. One that covers at 63%, one that covers at 62.9%. Write those systems down. You're very welcome. If you want more, masterclass, benderwins.com, $99 a month. Washington plus 4.5 for 1 unit. Okay, over to the rink, guys. We are going to go the Calgary Flames minus 145. Okay, Calgary Flames minus 145 for 1 unit. 3 nice systems on this one, guys. Like this one a lot. And yeah, so we're going to leave it at that today, guys. If you're interested in Masterclass, 6 additional NFL plays, benderwins.com. It's $99 a month. Gets you my full card every single day. Plus, all my Masterclass educational videos. And I have an extra NHL and college basketball play if you should happen to be interested in those as well. That's pretty much it, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. So again, awesome 2021. 2021 had, I'm excited to do the year-end review because 2021 had everything that you would expect in a sports betting year. We had ups and downs and, weirdness and all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited to do a recap for you guys on that. And I'm excited for 2022. 2022, looking for big things. All right, that's it for us today, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day. And bye for now.